And so we're being invited this morning to bring awareness and light to the frequency of lack, the ways that we can be unconsciously bound in the frequency of lack. Not enough. It can be the lack as in scarcity, can be the lack as in deficiency. The sense that there is not enough. There are not enough resources. There is not enough love. The sense of lack is the sense that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. That there is something wrong with me. There can be the sense of lack in the play of life, like there's something wrong with life, like there's something missing. There's something missing in this relationship. Something's wrong. And what we come to realize is that the sense of lack, the sense of deficiency, is the core belief in separation, in division. The sense of lack is present in the areas of the lived experience when we are in some kind of unconscious belief that we are divided from wholeness, that we are divided from love, divided from the divine fullness. And so we experience that sense of lack as a messenger to reveal to us where we are, or that we are holding somewhere the belief that we are divided from the whole. And even if, of course, in our lived experience, we can touch into the sense of wholeness, of true abundance, of true flow, of true essence nature that is full and whole. In a way, the lived experience is about recalibrating all of the ways that we are unconsciously attached to lack. And fear, of course, is deeply associated, the fear of lack. Fear itself is a frequency quality of something is wrong, something is bad, that something will happen that I need to be afraid of. So just as the words are coming, we're jumping right in there at the deep end. Just notice, it feels like November has got this sweeping happening into our field of okay, let's do this, companions. Let's address and really take a look at what keeps us in a sense of division and binding when we know that this is not the truth. And so in a way, what we're inviting in this moment is just to bring the light, this light of precision that we were speaking of on Tuesday, to bring this light to where you just immediately notice that it flashes and shows up in your life. It's not a mental exercise or an exploration or a project. It's just like ping, ping, ping. Like just notice just what just jumps here of where that sense of lack shows up. Because just like during the retreat where we would, with the crystal bowl, we would offer up all of the ways that we are unconsciously or semi-consciously associating with a frequency of lack, where we offer that into the fire of love, where we offer it, and our field, our field of gathering is the light, is the fire of love, is the frequency of wholeness. Satsang is a gathering in the truth that is whole, that is undivided. And so the frequency of our gathering is that fire. And as we illuminate the way that we just notice, we shine the light of focus upon the ways that this is present in the life. And as always, of course, we're not looking to fix and change. We're not looking for some kind of answers. We're not making a self-improvement project or a self-empowerment project out of these are the things that I need to do. I need to have positive affirmations. It's really just about the willingness to truly look as the light that can really see. This is what's here. And it's not about looking for a solution. And it's absolutely not about making ourselves wrong. It's about just taking an illumined inventory of the moment that just notices, oh yeah. Because if we are to truly live and allow the frequency of wholeness, the undivided reality, to be the operating system and the lived experience, then illuminating the ways that we continue to perpetuate the frequency of lack and deficiency and limitation, then as we illuminate, we include it in love. And this is such an important part of the technology, is that we're not making it wrong. This is not about opposing anything. This is about including everything. And there's another layer just coming in here, which is about the ways that we can be holding lack and opposition to the body, like a denial of the body that can be a misinterpretation of the deep wisdom that I am not the body, actually meaning I am not the body in limitation, that the body is not the entirety of what I am. But we can, where we have a protective thread, we might deny the body. But to deny the body is to oppose the body. And it's akin to this frequency of lack and limitation, that frequency of denial. And we cannot actually heal the body. We cannot bring the body to restoration and rejuvenation if we are denying the body. It's a deep protection to deny the body, to be in that frequency of, well, I'm not the body, I'm not the body. So I'll deny. We don't shift the frequency through opposing and resisting and denying. We shift the frequency by inclusivity and profound intimacy with what is arising, what we are feeling, without making anything about our lived experience wrong. And this is the shifting that changes everything, so that we can look upon the ways that we can be embedded, attached, entangled, recognizing that there are unconscious frequencies of lack that are playing, or even a sense of, oh no, I've overcome that, I don't have that anymore, can be a sense of wanting to have achieved some kind of imaginary goal that the mind thinks you've got to get over yourself. You've got to get over this scarcity. You've got to get over this sense of lack, this sense of unworthiness. It's not about positive affirmation, like I am worthy, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Because if the frequency doesn't shift, then the life will not change, right? So what we're speaking of is shifting the frequency at the absolute root. And the way that we shift the frequency is by coming into an intimacy and a willingness to see, to truly see, to come to a radical honesty with ourselves, to see the ways that we are in relationship and dancing with this frequency of lack, of separation, of division, right? So just resting here in this moment and just noticing what is just popping forward for you, what is coming forward, what is being illuminated, And just in this moment, just to be present, just to look upon with kindness and revelation in a way, to just see, oh, okay, these are the things. And even if there's a sense of, oh, well, there's more than that, I don't go digging around. Just let the natural flow of what's ready to surface just be here in this moment. And we are going to then just cycle around and just invite, if you feel willing, to just offer what you're noticing into the fire, light, divine of our gathering. Because also as we hear each other share, and even if it seems like someone says the same thing, it hands it over. It stops it being personal. It stops us holding us captive. It stops it being something that is associated with shame or guilt. And it also offers our companions the opportunity to realize, oh yeah, that too, right? There's a magic that happens. And this is what is being invited this morning, is that we make a focus that actually has the power to shift and recalibrate the field of consciousness. So just noticing what is arising in your feeling field. Just to notice, because we could be saying, oh yeah, I really want to let go of that. I really want to let go of that. But when it actually comes to, I'm letting go of that, there can be a sense of, oh, but who am I without that? Like, what does that mean? Actually, do I really want to let go of that? Or am I quite attached to living in the story, right? Is there some kind of unconscious safety or security, right? And in this invitation, no one is asking you to make any move that you don't feel is absolutely true in your heart. But it is a divine invitation in this moment to make real change, to realize that the responsibility for real change lies with us. And it's the willingness to offer up what is no longer serving, to truly illuminate where we are entangled and attached. And to realize that we're not ever being asked to look for solutions. And also that we're not being pulled by a sense of hopelessness and powerlessness and helplessness that can feel so crippling. Where we can feel like, well, I don't have the power to change it. It just keeps happening and I don't know how to change it. But again, that's all the frequency field of fear and lack and powerlessness. It's all associated, right? So we're not looking for like the whole catalogue, right? Just what's really alive, and absolutely only what's true, absolutely true for you. We're not looking to shift the lack for the whole collective of humanity in this one session. And yet, as we just meet, just what is pertinent and alive and ready, like bubbling up, effervescent in our own field, that in itself is a profound gift of offering for the whole. Yeah. Because as we collapse the patterns, we realize that what we are entangled with is the collective. It's not personal. There's nothing that's personal. So the feelings of lack, of unworthiness, of scarcity, not enough, doing something wrong, all of that, every human is dealing in some capacity within the conditioning with exactly these themes. So it's not personal. And yet we are assigned certain frequencies that we have the possibility of transmuting through our nervous system, that we can come to a true empowerment through our natural connection to the divine, to source, where we realize what we belong to, and that we are empowered through our belonging that we are empowered in the truth, in the reality of what the heart knows, in the presence of being. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. So before we bring forward an offer into the fire of divine light, of the divine love that sees only love. So the transmutation happens when we put anything that feels discordant into the fire. The transmutation reveals its revelation of love. And we put something in. So I put my unworthiness in, and the frequency of the fire of divine love reveals I see only love, right? The frequency of love is like a transmutative fire, like the Midas touch, right? Just turning everything to gold. It's turning everything to love. Is revealing the true nature of everything. And so before we put into the fire as we cycle, let us connect, join in the frequency of love, in the frequency of Sat, in the frequency of divine truth and revelation. Let us join in the sense of being here and being rooted and connected to Source. Because here we also are accessing our own power, our own capacity to illuminate and include, be the loving presence that holds everything in our field in a frequency of love and care and deep compassion and patience. Yeah. So just to be here and just to feel where we are one, where we are one unified field, where love is present. Where the brilliance of the one heart is shining and illuminating, shining upon all that is ready to be transmuted in the field. That the glory is looking upon and seeing only love. We join with that glory. We join with that love, and so we too can look upon and see only love. And love's invitation is to bring forth whatever is felt to be discordant or outside of love. And in this moment, offer it into inclusivity, offer it into care, offer it into a frequency that welcomes it and receives it, doesn't try to fix and change, isn't looking for new strategies of empowerment, isn't looking for a fix or a solution, but knows already that the true resolve is inclusivity in the one heart, that you are seen in light, you are seen in love, you are seen in the fullness. And everything that feels to be lacking, if we were to check in, and you're welcome to check in, everything that feels to be lacking, what does it truly want, right? And we find in some way, name or form, that it wants to come to wholeness, that it wants to come to love, that everything is wired for attraction, for magnetically wanting to be pulled towards wholeness. And the only reason that these places even know about wholeness is because they have never been divided, right? Nothing has ever been divided. And so the technology of offering up is a technology of including. It's not a technology of opposition or resistance or denial, which is our go-to protective mechanism in the human condition, to push it away, deny it, make it wrong, ignore it, oppose it, reject it. But we're opening to the radical wild technology of love that truly, truly includes everything. Everything is welcome here. The fear is welcome. The lack is welcome. The denial, the opposition, the ways that we protect, it's all welcome here. And it's this invitation to look and see with kindness the ways that we protect. So let us just come to the wide open field of presence that is welcoming us. And we just notice, what is it for me that is alive in this moment, that is ready and coming forward to be offered into love, into the fire of love? How are the ways that I am entangled in belief of lack and limitation? Where is that present for me? And what would I like to, and what am I ready to let go of and offer forward? Is there anyone that would like to start? Okay. So just noticing, thank you for all of your deep sharings into the field, and just notice how it feels just to release and offer into the field, and that we're not offering in the field looking for a solution as if what we're offering or what we're illuminating is a problem. In a way, that operating system is the old operating system that plays as kind of as the problem, is the fact that we're looking for a solution, that we're looking to understand, we're looking to make sense, right? And what we're inviting here is that by illuminating, by shining the light, we include, not necessarily so much on the level of the story or the happenings, but we open to the feeling sense that is underlying whatever it is that we're sharing or noticing, right? A lot of the themes that come up are like, we could say, in a way of encapsulating it, the energy of the victim is the one that feels to be divided. We could say the energy of mistrust, deep mistrust in life. So then that's a mistrust in myself, right? And that sense of lack, like there's not enough, either resources or love or life. There's not even enough trust. There's not enough, right? So the sense of the victim puts the blame outside. So in this moment, the invitation in the illumination takes a look that wherever I'm looking at a situation and I'm thinking that it's because of someone else or because of something happening in my world, that's causing me to feel like this, that I recognize that the feelings are already in me, and the situation that is arising, I am creating so that I can get in touch with the feelings that are in me. So there's nothing outside of me that is responsible for how I'm feeling right now. So we come to a sense of divine responsibility where we recognize however I'm feeling right now isn't actually attributed to anything outside of me. That the situations that seem to be outside, or the circumstances or the relational dynamic that seems to be outside of me, where either someone is treating me like that, or there's something happening, or whatever it is, right, in that field, I recognize that the responsibility lies with how I'm interpreting and how I'm seeing and receiving. And when I bring it back to me, I bring the possibility of holding myself with such care here. I can hold myself with such care in the feelings of mistrust, in the feelings of not being seen or understood or appreciated, in the feelings of fear that there could be lack or some kind of hardship in the future, the fear that I'm not seen, the fear that I have that things could change are associated with change as loss or lack instead of change being evolution, right? And whatever circumstances on the outside, on the seeming external, are just pointing me that can I actually just meet myself here? And so as these words are coming, the words themselves are the holy fire of transmutation that are illuminating, supporting illumination in our field, enlivening the fire and our capacity to see with clear vision and not be looking beyond our own self to project blame, but to really pull in all of the energy so that the energy is recruited within my own heart for transmutation, for love's revelation, right? Now, we're not looking for fixes or changes or solutions that I want it to look like that on the outside. We're looking to transmute and be with ourselves in such a kind way that says whatever I'm feeling is welcome here. My mistrust is welcome here. I trust my mistrust in this moment. I trust my fear in this moment. I trust all of the feelings that I have of unworthiness, of not being seen, not being understood. I trust that the feelings that I have are all my feelings about myself, and that whatever is being reflected in the world, that in this moment I am shifting to appreciate myself, to care for myself, to see myself, to honor my own worthiness as a child of God, and that a child of God does not need to prove themselves through performance and reward, that a child of God is worthy just in this moment because the substance that a child of God is made of is love, is light, that we are all children of God. And it's about recalibrating and reorganizing our attention to be present to and with the truth of who we are at the level of frequency. And it's the frequency shifting that changes everything. It changes our perspective of seeing, and our perspective of seeing ourselves shifts our perspective of seeing the world. We could say once we know our own light, the love that we are, when we know our own innocence, we see only innocence everywhere. And we know that whatever is unfolding is God's plan. And God's plan is a plan to bring us to wholeness, not to bring us to division. But the invitation is to see clearly and to welcome, truly welcome, with the frequency of all-encompassing love, the feelings and the honest feelings of mistrust and fear, the sense of not being safe, the sense of there not being good, true goodness, the sense of there not being true honesty, the sense that I need to leave myself in order to succeed in this world, in order to be worthy or seen, all of the ways that I have learned to protect myself through rejecting myself, by abandoning myself, that I have learned that I have learned that I believe that I have to leave myself and play a certain role or move in a way to avoid certain conversations or conflict, or that I can't just truly move from the fountain of life and my true laws of nature and just be the fullness of who I am, the belief that I have to hold myself back, that I'm too much, or that I need to compromise myself, right? So as the words are coming, wherever you notice a resonance in your field, let that frequency be noticed. Like the noticing is the repatterning happening, just to receive it. Where you have a realization or a noticing, that itself is the frequency pattern reorganizing itself. We reorganize out of the frequency of the victim that is looking for someone else to confirm us, someone else, or even the world to do something that will tell us that we're safe, tell us that we're okay, and that we're only looking to our own connection to God and glory, to the divine, and that the divine is here as innocence, as wholeness, as love, loving, and it is that is creating a divine plan to offer us the possibility to be able to meet ourselves more deeply, to receive ourselves, to feel the feelings that are in the field now. So when we speak of feeling the feelings that are coming forward in our systems from what we have illuminated, let us just bring subtle attention to just the energy in the nervous system from what you have shared, what you have illuminated and enlivened, to just be so present with the energy in your field. Let us take a moment here with the body, the beloved body. There can be so many ways that the body is being used as a messenger to ask us to be present with ourselves, to bring us to presence. And that we're not looking to exactly change what is happening in the body, that we trust that the body is life, the body is intelligence, and that when the body is seeming to be in discordance, the intelligence is offering us something. And that if we make it wrong and resist it, that we're resisting the divine offering, which really is inviting us to come into deeper presence with ourselves, to come into a sense of caring and patience and compassion with ourselves. And that in a way, the body's expression of discord or disease is an expression of some kind of way that we're denying the truth of who we are. Now, in a way, that can seem like kind of like a punishing thing, but so much in life can seem like it's punishing, like that sense of I followed my bliss and it didn't work, right? I've tried it and it doesn't work. But what we would have to say there is that we have tried, but somehow the frequency hasn't shifted, right? That the trying itself is a movement of fear. And what we're inviting is a depth of surrender, an inclusivity of what we are meeting in the field. And as we are speaking here, we are illuminating in more subtlety and more depth the way that these patterns and plays in our field are present, how they are all interconnected, and how there is like a common root, which is what brings us to a sense of being divided from God and glory. And in a way, we could say that our invitation is to receive our identity in God, to just accept that we are one with God and glory, that we are one with love, that we are one with essential goodness, that is here. And yet, we might then say, yes, but my mistrust stops me really trusting that that's true, right? It stops me trusting that wholeness is here. So here's the thing. It's about surrender, and it's about connecting to presence the way that we can, so that our trust is not based upon any experience or belief, that our trust is only rooted in our direct experience of truth. So we're connecting with a quality of safety and presence that is confirmed only in our direct experience, not by anything outside, right? So we come now to the sense of presence, the sense of being here, and that which is unmoving and unchanging, where we're not asking to trust anything, but trust is natural because there's a direct recognition of what is always here, what never changes, what is simple, peaceful, calm, serene, awake, aware, what is just here being. And here, this isn't someone trusting something or someone. This is true trust, and it's a frequency of being yourself. Yes, the self, but to be here as the presence is where true trust is. Because it's not an experience, it's a direct knowing that this, we could say in language that we understand, this can be trusted because this never moves. This can be trusted because it's always the same. This is safe because it never leaves. This is safe because it has no agenda. It's not trying to fix or change or impose anything upon me. This is safe because it's welcoming, including and receiving me and my feelings and all that I'm bringing forward. This is just welcoming me. And so in this moment to feel this, that you are, that we are, that is welcoming you and all that you're feeling with no agenda, no need to change you, no need to impose ideas or advice upon you, no need to make suggestions for you, but to invite you to welcome together all that you are feeling in the field, all that you are feeling in your nervous system, the feelings of mistrust, of unworthiness, of fear, of lack, of deficiency, of the victim, of division, of rejection and abandonment, of confusion, not understanding how this life works. And here in presence, let the intelligence of presence inform on a level of deep recognition, recognizing that you don't need to understand life, because life is an intelligence that already knows how to live itself. You don't need to be good, because you are goodness. You are wholeness. And that trust comes when you trust your own innocence, when you trust the love that you are. And you find this in presence itself, a deep sense of resting that isn't looking for anything or an experience, but is just here in the simplicity, the openness, and the naturalness. And that all change that we are longing for, the longing that we have in the heart to be fully expressed, to be fully seen, to share the gifts that God has put in our heart to share, to be flying in the fullness of your glorious radiant heart, and to be living from the directive of source intelligence fully. It happens when we are resting in the knowing of who we are and allowing the discordant frequencies to be welcomed, received, and transmuted in a frequency of love that truly welcomes and includes and sees the essence nature of everything that feels to be discordant. So the confusion is seen as love. The making wrong and the unkindness, the criticism, the judgment is seen as love. That protection has made us move with disguises, but the essence nature of everything is love. Unworthiness is love. And I know myself when I know myself as love. That mistrust, in essence, is love. And I know myself when I recognize myself as love, as presence. When I can feel the simplicity and peace of just being here. So just resting here and receiving. Even receiving the frequency of the victim, that I see that the victim comes as a protection. It protects me only from myself, and I am willing to let go of the protection of myself that creates the appearance of discordance in the world, and I'm willing to hold myself with care, with appreciation, with reverence, with gratitude, where I don't need to be seen or given reward for my performance, because I am receiving myself, and my only relationship is with God, with love, with the glory. My only relationship is with my own wholeness. And this is a relationship I want to come into union with. I am longing to come into union with my whole self. I am longing to be my whole self, fully expressed, receiving the abundance and grace of life, releasing the unconscious commitments to lack and scarcity and unworthiness. I come into alignment with being a child of God, a frequency of love, in essence, that is made absolutely in the likeness of the divine. That there's no division between what I am and what divine wholeness is. And this is not a belief for me to take on. This is a recognition in my heart that is already present. I know myself in wholeness. I know myself in goodness. I know myself in love. I know myself in peace. I know myself in boundless freedom. I know myself in timeless wisdom. I know myself. I do know myself, right? To just feel how in presence you do know your goodness. You do know that there is nothing other than the truth of this heart. You do know yourself in light, in love. I know myself in the stillness. I know myself in the silent being. I know myself here, now. And as I receive myself here, I let go of trying to change the world. I let go of trying to change anything, knowing that the only change happens when I shift the frequency of my functioning from fear to love, when I shift the frequency from lack and limitation to wholeness. And even if my mind says, well, that's easy for you to say, but I'm feeling the lack, how do I get to the wholeness? By being that presence that includes the wholeness, right? By including the wholeness, we include the lack. I am the wholeness that includes the lack. I am the trust that includes the mistrust. I am the worthiness that includes the unworthy. I am the wholeness that includes the sense of limitation and division. I am the love that includes the unlovable. I am the grace that includes it all. I am the light that sees. I am the frequency of divine remembrance that has never forgotten. I am the joy that is causeless, that includes sadness and hurt and despair and stress and anxiety. I am that what is. I am the fullness of life without condition. I am the unconditional flow that includes all of the play of condition and protection, including it in such a way that the frequencies of limitation can collapse through relaxation and revelation into this overflowing warmth and holding embrace that is the all-inclusive technology of wholeness. And so it is. It already is. Nothing is being fixed. Nothing is being changed. Just a reattunement, a realignment, and a repatterning of the field. Just to receive it, if you would like to receive it, right? Nothing is happening to you. You are the participation. Your participation is the yes. The participation is the willingness to look upon and to feel and to allow the old timelines to collapse into the eternal now. The willingness to let go of the old operating system and be rewired in this moment in light, in love. The willingness to let the fire blaze in your heart. Let the fire be wild and free and blaze to burn away what no longer serves you. Through including and transmutation, revelation of the love that you are, and where you do know this truth. And are you willing to focus upon where this truth is known and let the revelation spark repatterning in your field instead of staying focused upon what is wrong? Are you willing to stay focused upon what is true? Not making an opposite to wrong in being righteous through superior ego or inferior ego, but realizing that the play of opposites can collapse as a whole frequency timeline into the eternal now and truth and goodness. Are you willing to let go into freedom and truth as a frequency of operation so that there can be an illumination in kindness and compassion and patience of all of the frequencies of something wrong with me, having been wronged or doing wrong, the guilt and the shame and the doubt, the lack and the fear and the deficiency can all be transmuted and reveal that these are just protections that have been learned, that you are a being of light, that we are beings of light, we are pure and innocent, and we are here for this revelation and to actually live this revelation. If you can feel the truth of that in your heart, that you're here to be so much more than you have ever lived as, just ignite that revelation of your heart with a yes, right? That you recognize that you are a pure being of light, that you are a field of divine glory and intelligence, and that we're not here to be burdened by the human condition, but to see through and take off the costume of a human in conditioning. I know myself as love. I know myself as a being of light. I might not know fully how to live this, but I don't need to know because the intelligence knows. And I am one with the intelligence. And so I say yes to the glory. I say yes to abundance. I say yes to drinking from the wellspring of life and being a fountain of grace and glory and love and light. I say yes to not making life wrong, but coming into an accord and flow where I'm not leaving myself and rejecting myself in the frequency of victim, but I'm holding myself in my own glory, that I'm holding myself in a power that recognizes that I am the change that I'm longing for, that I am the shift in frequency, and that whenever I notice something in my field that feels to be discordant, instead of pushing it away, I welcome it. Instead of resisting it, I receive it. Instead of opposing it, I join with it, right? So that I am not making anything wrong and I'm not holding a sense of righteousness, but I am welcoming into a frequency of all-inclusive oneness, right? So just notice what is happening in the field right now. We're shifting the patterning, right? And to notice where you notice a shifting, say yes, confirm to the glory, confirm to the intelligence that you are made of, that you are recognizing the repatterning of your system, that you're affirming and aligning with, that you're empowered in this, that nothing is happening to you, that you are participating fully and you're saying yes to the reorganization that is happening. Yes. So just to receive and let your own gratitude and your own prayers and your own seeings be flowing as part of this field of intelligence. As the words are coming from here, let there be a marrying with what you are seeing and what you are opening to, what you are being repatterned in and recognizing, and allow that all to be a part of your yes to your intelligence coming more online and being activated, and the initiations that are happening in the field of intelligence, which is light transmission, is being noticed by you. That yes, great glory, I am noticing your presence here in my heart, my life, my cells, my atoms, my being. I notice that I am one with you. I notice that I am feeling and seeing differently, and I'm welcoming and I'm opening to all that is being reorganized. And I'm saying yes to this divine possibility to trust what I am directly experiencing in life as grace. I trust grace. I trust not things, not objects, not people, not experiences, but I trust grace. And when I trust grace, I know the innocence of all. And then I trust all of life. However crazy it looks, I trust, okay, great glory, you're doing crazy things, but it's okay, because I know this is happening so that I can meet myself more deeply. And that's what you're asking me as a kind of warrior of love, of grace, of glory, to be a way shower, a pioneer at this time, to be a beacon of light, to be an emanation of love, to actually live at the fullness of the capacity that you have wired me for. I'm up for it. I'm saying yes. I'm all in, right? And so in this moment, just checking, are you all in? If you are all in, take a step. Take a step towards what you are saying yes to. Take a step into the fullness of yourself. Take a step in and just feel in your own experience what that feels like to step into, closer into your own wholeness, and to say yes to the power and, let's say, the hope of glory, right? Something that recognizes the possibility that you can feel that you are wired for, you can feel is alive in your nervous system, in your consciousness, and that you don't need to know how, because life knows how. We just are being invited to say yes, and aligning with divine assistance, guidance, support. And that divine assistance is the assistance of the frequencies of wholeness. It's our own whole self. We're not saying yes to anything outside of us. We're saying yes to going even deeper within, to the realms of consciousness and grace and intelligence within, where we get so rooted in this knowing that we feel the support is within us, that we don't need to align with powerlessness and hopelessness and helplessness, because we are aligned with grace, and we remember that trust is within us. It's in the divine, it's in our own wholeness. We are trusting ourselves, the power of what we recognize, and we're not being capsized by fear and lack.